next guest is one of America's most famous pastry chefs and one of our favorite people on the planet. And he is in our kitchen today to make gingerbread sandwich cookies just in time for Christmas. Please welcome back our good buddy, Valastro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Maria's already eating.
Maria,
That's right.
All right, I love it. How are they?
Oh, delicious.
That's what I like to hear. I love it. I love
Now,
it.
buddy, I know this is not your typical gingerbread man because it's a gingerbread sandwich cookie, and it's something that you and your family have been making for years.
Yeah, you know what? We do the sandwich cookies because it's a little bit easier than doing all the decorations. I mean, when the kids are really, really young, just being able to let them kind of like put the icing in the middle is better than them like decorating the eyes and stuff like that.
Right.
And truth be told, I think that the extra icing really goes a long way in the flavor of the gingerbread.
Yeah, I
And it's a good
agree.
excuse to eat 2 cookies at the same time.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
And Larissa's made it over here,
Yep.
so we'll find out how she likes that icing. What do you think, Larissa?
Good?
That's good.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, while you guys dig in, we are going to make your famous gingerbread cookies first before we
Okay.
even make the ice and get into that. So what goes in here?
So first we got our butter and sugar in here, and we creamed that up a little bit, right? Now
Okay.
we're gonna add our spices to it, so if you wanna help me here.
Sure, of course.
All right, we got some ginger, we got some cinnamon,
Okay.
we got some cloves and allspice.
Cloves and allspice. Oh, that's a
All right.
perfect gingerbread cookie.
That's,
I love gingerbread.
oh, absolutely. Now, this is the secret sauce, or the molasses in here. That just gives it such a rich, smoky flavor. It's just really, really awesome. So I'm gonna just pour that all in there.
This is a very rich gingerbread flavor. Wouldn't you say? Like it's.
Okay.
And you like to specifically use dark molasses?
Yes, I think the dark molasses is great. You know, it's another trick with molasses that I really love to do. If you're trying to make like an off-white buttercream, if you use a little bit of molasses, it is the easiest thing to do. It just really makes it like the perfect tone.
Oh, interesting.
So that's really what we use a lot of molasses for.
Okay.
So we're gonna cream that up, right? Get everything incorporated. And now we're gonna add our egg.
Okay.
And 1 egg, so let me slow it down so we don't make a mess in your kitchen. I want to get invited back here, you know? Here, wanna put
And why
that
is it
in?
important to put the spices in before you actually put the molasses and the egg in?
It's not really in order of,
Okay.
I mean, as long as all that stuff goes in before the flour.
Okay.
Because once you put the flours in, when you mix the flour, it's going to activate the gluten. The more you mix it, the more tough it's going to be.
And then you're
So
going to have a tough gingerbread man.
Exactly. This you could beat the crap out of. You could just go and beat and whip, and you know. So you want to get it all right. And then I'm just going to take that scraper.
Okay, here you go.
And then I'm going to stop it and just give it a quick scrape because it's always good to just
That looks
make sure.
so good, just like
Smells good, right?
know, when it
you know
eats
what
that.
it is? It's really once you get into the fall season, using those flavors, you know, the
it's
cloves,
amazing.
the nutmeg, the
It's so nostalgic.
cinnamon, it just really, really fits in with what it is.
All right.
Mix that up.
Whipping lots of air into that.
Okay, now we are going to hold this 1 sec.
Do you want me to turn it on?
Oh, I'm not yet. No.
Okay.
We
Now
really had a mess. Woohoo! Which happens. All right. So we put our flour in.
Okay.
We lock this guy up, and we're gonna go slow first speed because if we go fast, no, I think we're okay. Yeah,
We're
we got
okay.
it.
We got
yeah,
it.
we got it.
I'll take
He
it.
knows,
good.
man, doesn't he? He knows.
If I crank this thing, then we are gonna have a mess in the kitchen, but that's not what we're doing.
It's going to
here.
look funny, though.
But you know what? This is something to do at home with the kids. You make the dough. It's so simple. It's easy ingredients, stuff you can find at the supermarket.
So true.
So,
Look at that. That paddle's working today.
Oh yeah, come on now.
And
We're
then
gonna
I
mix
know,
that into a dough.
and when it does finally come together, you say it's important to chill the dough for a little bit.
I like to chill the dough for 2 reasons. 1, I think it's easier to use, and 2, I also believe that it will not spread. So if you take the dough out of the refrigerator, right, and then so you feel this, right?
You mean it helps the cookie not spread? when
It
it's
helps
in
the
oven?
cookie not spread.
Oh, that
So
feels so
again, by
nice.
chilling it out, we'll actually think about it like this. A cold cookie, in order for it to spread, has got to kind of melt. So when you put it in the oven, it melts. But by the time it melts, the edges crust up and won't allow it to melt. So it holds its shape, right? Because
Okay.
the trick is trying to get this. So here is our dough, right, which we would set aside.
Yeah, look at the difference between that dough and this dough. It's even changed
Exactly.
the
You
color.
roll, you roll it out
Yep.
before it goes in the fridge.
Yep. Well, no, we we just had this in there.
Yeah, we're just
But
ready to
you
go.
would
You
just
can roll it
take
after.
Gotcha,
put it
gotcha.
in saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna cut a couple of these guys out, right?
That's the fun part.
Look how cute
Now,
those are.
if when you're rolling it
Yes.
out, your dough cracks a little bit, what do you do? What do you recommend?
If the dough cracks a little bit, it depends on how much. If you could kind of finagle it and put it together,
Okay.
you might have to re-roll it.
Okay.
But if the dough is chilled like this and you re-roll it, you could totally, be able to turn it into a cookie really quick.
Gotcha.
You know?
All right, buddy. So
All
we
right, you
pop
got- you-
these in
you
the
pop in
oven
the
for how
oven
long? Do
there?
you need any help?
No,
you need any help in the
you're doing
kitchen?
good. Yeah. Come on, you're hired
yeah, I
now.
could be your sous
That's it.
chef.
You're
There we go.
your family. All right. So we're gonna pop these in the oven. We bake them about 350 for say about 12 to 15 minutes, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna put these
Oh my
guys
gosh,
in.
look at that. They're perfect.
I got
And
some
even
other guys
so, they
there.
still spread a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's
a
A little
super
bit,
important.
they spread a little bit, but not enough where it's gonna matter, right? So these,
Are good to go?
yeah, we're gonna let these cool a little bit, right? And
Okay.
now we're gonna fill these up and
With your
basically-
famous icing. What's in the icing?
So icing is just such a simple recipe. I mean, it's butter, a little bit of milk, vanilla, a little bit of salt, and sugar. That's it.
That's it.
I love
I'm
it.
gonna give you
So
one.
good.
And give me one.
Now, is there a...
Do both sides?
So I always like to use this hand as a guide. Look, use your finger
Okay.
to kind of like, so you could kind of like trace around.
Oh, I trace around. Okay, that's
Trace
good to know.
around, right?
Because I
So you
wasn't
go
tracing.
around, and then you fill in the blanks.
Now,
Trace
is there a
around.
certain amount of icing I should be
It
putting in?
depends on what you like, and then I go back and forth and we
A
fill in.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the more the merrier. Tis the
Exactly.
season.
I mean, you guys were saying
Yeah.
you didn't want the cookies to spread.
Well.
The more cookie, the better.
Okay.
How great
Deb.
would these be for Santa Claus?
Oh my gosh, Santa
These are
would love
great for
these.
Santa. These are great to do with the kids. And again, if you wanted to decorate them with the icing, again, you can, It will make a little,
One more? Why
we'll do
not?
a little
Yeah, you guys
eyeball.
keep going. So delicious. Wait till you taste it, Deb. See all of Buddy's sweet inventions on Instagram at Buddy Valastro. And visit hallmarkchannel.com for the complete recipe. I know Debbie's going to be eating soon.
Look at my guy. Not as good as Buddy's.
That's all right.
Not as good as Buddy's. Yeah.
I love it.
He looks a little strange.
Hey,
but
listen,
he's happy as can be.
That's it. If you're baking at home with the family, there's nothing better to do. So I hope everybody enjoys the holidays.
Cheers,
Merry Christmas.
buddy.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
We love it.
I'm going to bite his head.